let's take one more example of a triplet now. Okay, suppose if I have 1 plus root 2 minus root 3. First we started with a single root, then we did 2 numbers, and now we are doing 3. So in this case, whenever you have 3 numbers such, you should pair them up. You will have to put a bracket. You will have to put a bracket. How? 1, 2 and 3. 1 plus 2 gives me 3. So I'll write 1, 2 together and I'll then put 3. That means first I'm going to consider this as 1 and this as 1. Means first term and second term. Okay. Now in this case, I have 1 upon 1 plus root 2 minus root 3. So can you tell me what will be the conjugate of this? Consider this as 1. Now inside the bracket we are going to do nothing. So I have 1 plus root 2. This minus sign will change to plus. So this becomes 1 plus root 2 plus root 3 the whole into 1 upon 1 plus root 2 a minus b. A plus b gives me a square minus b square. Now numerator multiplied with 1 will remain same, 1 plus root 2, and this is plus root 3, so we can open it directly, put it in a bracket. Now this I can apply a plus b the whole square, gives me a square plus 2 into a into b plus b square minus root 3 square. Am I right? So this becomes 1 plus root 2 plus root 3 upon 1 plus 2 root 2. Now 2 ones are 2, 2 into root 2, 2 root 2 plus gets cancelled. We have 2 minus 3. Now you see this 1 plus root 2 upon root 3, and in the denominator I have 1 plus 2, 3, 3 minus 3, 0. So this gets cancelled and we are left with 2 root 2. Now this is the second time we are going to rationalize. And now what was the advantage of putting a bracket, taking into consideration 1 plus 2 is 3? That second time I will get a simple number in the denominator, which I can directly multiply as root 2 upon root 2 to rationalize. Double time we are rationalizing, once here and the second is over here. The only advantage of taking like this, thinking and putting the bracket as 1 plus 2 equal to 3, is that the second time we are going to get a simple number in the denominator. So this will become what? Multiply 1 into root 2, root 2, root 2 into root 2, 2, root 2 into root 3, root 6 upon 2 into root 2 into root 2, 2. So what is your answer? 2 plus root 2 plus root 6 upon 4. So this is my answer. I hope it is clear. Okay. The next topic that we are going to do is power and indices. Okay. Now if you remember, I had quickly given you all the formulae to revise. It was a raised to m into a raised to n is a raised to m plus n. Second, a raised to m divided by a raised to n is a raised to m minus n. A raised to m the whole raised to n is a raised to mn. A raised to 0 is 1. A raised to m into b raised to m is a into b the whole raised to m. Then we did a raised to m upon b raised to m is nothing but a upon b the whole raised to m. A raised to minus 1 is 1 by a. Same way, a raised to minus m would be 1 upon a the whole raised to m, or I could have written 1 upon a raised to m. And the last that we wrote was a upon b raised to minus m. A upon b raised to minus m and a upon b raised to minus 1. When this is raised to minus 1, we reciprocate the fraction. So this will be b upon a raised to m. These were the formula that we did. Now simple things. If you remember your formula, it's simple to evaluate. Actually, suppose if I have 64 raised to half, I know 64. The prime factorization would be 2 raised to 6. Am I right? 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 2, 1. So this is 2 raised to 6. The whole raised to half. We wrote this in the simplest form, 64, the whole raised to half. So this becomes 2 raised to 6. This is of the form a raised to m the whole raised to n equals to a raised to mn. 6 into 1 by 2. 1s are 3s are. So this is 2 cube or 8. Right? Simple sums these are. Let's take one more example quickly. 16 raised to 3 by 4. I know 16 is nothing but 2 raised to 4. From here we can see 1, 2, 3, 4. The whole raised to 3 by 4 gives me 2 raised to 4 into 3 by 4 gets cancelled 4. We have 2 cubed, which is 8 again. Let's take the last example. If I have 1 by 3 the whole square, whole cube divided by the whole raised to 7, simply it would be what? 1 upon 3 raised to 1 raised to 7, the whole raised to 7. We are using this property, right? We are going the other way. 1 raised to any positive integer is plus 1, and this will be 3 raised to 21, 3 sevens are, and that is nothing but 3 raised to minus 21, or rather we leave it here, or also you can write it as 3 raised to 21, right? So we can make use of these sums. One last question before I end this. 7 raised to half into 8 raised to half. Now in this case the base is different but the index is same. So in this case what are we going to write? We will write 7 into 8 the whole raised to half. Which identity did I use? I used this identity. A raised to m into b raised to m. We multiply both the whole raised to m because the index was same. So the answer is 56 raised to half. Right? So with this we have completed your first chapter. I hope you have understood. So exercise 1.6 also you will be able to solve by yourself. If you all have any doubts, you all can message me. Also I will be posting a worksheet for you to solve for the first chapter, which I would be checking by Tuesday, coming Tuesday. Okay, so all of you, worksheet again, let me be clear. For worksheet you can make a notebook if available. If not, then you can start solving on pages and keep filing them. When the school reopens, we will sort out a way by which it can be considered. Okay, so yes, I hope I'm clear with the homework given to you and the topics taught. If any doubt, please message. Thank you.